Hey guys, welcome back to this live recording gameplay for this Sunday afternoon. So let's take a look at... I did that kind of just intro style, didn't I? Alright, let's just take a look, guys. I have the humble base built here. So far, so good. I'm going to go ahead and just do the rest of the roof with wood. I'm not going to get into all the minutia of building with metal. The bottom base metal part is fine. Have you guys found that building with wood is just maybe a little bit more practical, a little bit easier to work with your base? And I also like building it near the water. It was a little challenging to get the base going. If you remember in my other videos, I'd put down a stash to kind of secure an area that I wanted in my original plot. And some Aussie players had just inadvertently put down their base and didn't realize that there was a stash there. So that's what that was all about. Now what I want to do is I just want to swing by, take a look around the map a little bit with you guys. But first I want to check my katana and maybe put a little more durability back on it, because we're going to head over to the military base here in just a moment and check that out. Now before we make our run, we're going to want our coffee and sweeten it to give us that extra boost. It's called sweetened coffee. There we go. Let's go ahead and make 3 of those bad boys. I like having those with me. Kind of a nice little boost to stamina, since we seem to run out of it a little bit faster than we used to. Take a quick moment here while I stop by the camp here to just kind of point out how, like, the environment in Badwater Canyon just feels so much more immersive. It has such a richer, cleaner, more realistic, organic feel to it. Just the vistas in the background and even the details in the foreground and just the short distances. Everything just kind of looks like it fits within a real environment. Not to take away anything from Z1, which feels very realistic too. It's just that this environment just has been adapted to just provide so much more life, so much more ambience to it. You can kind of get that more organic feel to the game, as opposed to, say, like when you're approaching one of these in Z1. So it's not to really disparage Z1 or to go from a Z1 to a Blackwater Canyon argument. It's just that you can clearly see that the level of attention to detail and just all the things that were put into the game, lots of work went into putting Badwater Canyon together. Go ahead and grab that corn. Grab that firefighter mask, why not? Because the firefighter mask has been improved now. Apparently it was not working correctly, or was not not protecting people from smoke or gas, as it were. But I mean, it's just the level of detail. It's just so clear, so obvious here. It looks so much better, in my opinion. It just looks so much nicer. And then look at the mountains in the background. Really kind of interesting. Of our journey, we can see how many wolves we kill. Let's just see how many wolves we kill in the whole thing, because I kill probably about, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 wolves during like a standard recording. Because every minute of video you guys see, like when I'm doing an update, say probably for every minute of video you guys see is about an hour's worth of work, if that makes any sense to you. Because it isn't just a matter of us being in game and recording our voices like I'm doing right now. Because there's an impression sometimes that, you know, we jump into a game and we just start recording and then we just throw it right up on YouTube. Really not the case. There's a lot of work that goes on behind it. All the graphics, all the fly-ins, all the details, the writing, the production, even just enhancing the sound quality of the video and working with the microphone and trying to get things to work correctly. Making sure that all of your video footage is good, solid, the lighting is good. Like right now you can see that it is nighttime in the game, although I have my gamma set on 1.0 in the gamma settings. Another great shot, by the way. Look at the vistas in the background. Look at that bridge in the background. Just the vistas in this game are quite impressive, and maybe a little bit later we'll go by and take a look at the dam and just kind of take it all in as to just how the guys have really made it to where there's just these extraordinary visuals as you play in the game. So here we are approaching the military base, and as you can see, it looks like the theme here is that people were making a rush to the base, and in a last-ditch effort to be safe or find sanctuary, food, water, and other amenities for the base, or for the base, for their survival. And I see they put an ambulance here, so we got like a series of different vehicles. We got some Humvees here too. I wonder if we'll ever have Humvees in the game. Most unlikely. I got some new containers to search through. Let me grab that tarp. Now the reason, speaking of tarp, now the reason I got near the water, there's one of the cricket bats. Those things are kind of cool. We'll go ahead and grab that bad boy. Now the reason I like building near water is I guess kind of an old school style of just going and filling multiple bottles. Now when we had as many as 8 or 9, 10 guildmates playing at once, you know, water was an issue. Oh, we're even able to loot right in here. See, should I grab the plated armor? Yeah, I got the room. Go ahead and grab that weapon cleaning kit. So it's kind of cool. At first, we'll grab that nail too. Always need building material like pepper or salt. So when I first came in the game, I didn't know whether or not we could loot these or loot from them, but apparently we can now. So make a note that we can now loot from the containers here at the military base. I guess it kind of makes sense, right? Because we can loot from them in Z1, so we might as well be able to loot from them here. And there's a lot. It looks like there's a lot here that we can loot from. Now, check inside here, because when we all spawned in, it seemed like we weren't able to loot anything. Looks like there's a player. Now, we can now. Okay, so that's kind of strange. Maybe it was just a little bit of a glitch in the original game, but now here we are back at the interior portion of the military base, and just gonna take a look around at a few of these things. We got a player over here somewhere. I wouldn't mind getting another bit axe again, but this looks like it's going to be a pretty cool area as far as being able to loot, because there's just a lot of stuff here. A lot of zombies here too. One of the things that I noticed, if you remember from the intro of the video, we got a player here trying to clean up some of these zombies. There we go. One of the things I do miss is the helicopter. Wow, there's some really cool places over here to loot. I'll have to check all that out a little bit later, but what I want to do is I wanted to run over here, because you guys remember that we had the helicopters. That was 500 gold eagle coin to be able to fly around the map. And now it's all crashed out. We got a Humvee that's crashed into it. It's pretty funny. Yeah, being able to grab that and then being able to go somewhere on the map was so cool. I hope that comes back. Devs, if you guys are watching this, bring that back. I don't know if you wanted it to be a currency thing to kind of make it goal-oriented, of course, for us to be able to get the cash. But like right now, I would probably take you guys to the visitor center, but we'll probably just have to make the standard run. Don't really mess around with the fire arrows, but they do make quite the spectacular light show. And they're a lot of fun. If you want to get in touch with your friends and they're trying to find you, you can just fire those suckers right off, or you can shoot them into a zombie there, or if you, well, I missed. But they are a lot of fun if you get a chance to find some fire arrows. We're at the most notable restaurant and gas station location where people would run from the military base as soon as the servers came up, and they'd make a quick dash over to this area to try to start getting items for gold eagle coins. And there's still a lot of great places to loot here, but I just want to point out again, look at the vistas, just the mountains in the background, the trees, the greenery, fauna, and the mountains here with the moon right above it. So much thought went into this game, and you can just tell, like, from this area in comparison to, say, like a regular camp in Z1. Then we have the newer trash cans or dumpsters. Got the blue and yellow, along with those green ones that we're so familiar with from Z1. In this area here, just this area alone had so much loot. Such a great place to come and try to collect that gold eagle coin to be able to get your plots. You can see somebody has a metal shack right up there to take advantage of this area. Oh yes, some fertilizer, always nice to have. I did make a few trips here, but I would never come here right after the game came up, because it was just so inundated with players. And not only just that, but then wherever there's players, there's going to be zombies. And we can see already that even just with me being here. Now there was some other players I saw a few moments ago that I passed along the way, so they may have been here looting as well. And whether or not they looted very much or not, I don't know, because everything here seems to be available. But who knows where they were coming from or what they were looking for. And maybe they were grabbing some drinks out of there, and I don't blame them for that. I'm still trying to find the Green Survivor backpack. Now, another reason I wanted to come here too is there was a lot of traffic or information that was being floated around on Reddit that if you find a worn letter in Blackwater Canyon, that you would come here to the top of this restaurant and be able to cash that in. Now, pretty sure that's not the case. I don't think that the team has designated this server with that yet, with the Badwater Canyon server. Oh boy. So basically it's right over here, and you jump up on the car, then the container, if I can get the container, then up here, okay, hang on, here, here, here. And so they were saying that if you went over here near one of the intakes, there was a stash or a place to turn it in. And as you can see, that there isn't one. There's just a place to loot. I'm getting a little bit of hitching, a little bit of lag in the game. I'm at 48 frames per second right now in this area. I am next to this torch, so that could be another thing, and I'm next to a bunch of zombies. But the performance has been about the same. It felt like it was maybe a little bit better in the original, or before they made some changes, because they have made some changes to the game. And what I want to do is I just want to run up here real quick and show you guys something. Show you guys is people are building or rebuilding where plots used to be, and this was one of those locations where I think this was a 4x4, but now they're just like these flat areas. There aren't really like a lot of flat areas in Z1. There are some towards the south, which I used to call the BuzWC area, which was kind of a nice flat area. And then of course you have the villas, and here we get this nice sweeping look of the dried up lake bed. It looks like somebody's built really big over there. Check that out. So it looks like we're able to build pretty tall in this game as well, not just Z1. But that's just such an amazing vista right there, just the way that looks. And there's the dam in the background, if you guys can see it here. Let me break out the binoculars. There we go. Just really impressive work. Lots of detail there. And then right over there, right beyond that hill, right in that area right in there, is where we used to have another base that we would build as an alternate. Those guys did a pretty amazing job there. That looks pretty cool. Alright guys, so that's just kind of a look at the Badwater Canyon and a few thoughts and opinions that I had on it. I know you guys are really enjoying Z1, so good for you. And it's been a lot of traffic, not only just to the game, but also here to the channel, so I always appreciate your guys' supports, your likes and shares, and your comments. And you guys have made a lot of comments lately, so thanks for participating in that. And we'll go ahead and just wrap this up. So thanks for watching. Be sure you're following me on the various social media sites. And if you're new to the channel or a frequent visitor, be sure you click on this icon right here so that you'll be subscribed and you'll have all the latest out of Daybreak and H1Z1.